Peace and harmony, family. Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Rose, and today we are just going to have a really good episode. Is it an episode? I'm so used to doing my podcast that it's like when I say episode, I mean video, same thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all here, okay? But before we begin, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video because what I'm going to be talking about today is needed in this world right now, the world of your personal life and just your business life. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. People call me Rose, but my name is Octavia. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. So, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I honestly, I'm just, I'm not in the mood. Right? Like I have been feeling the type of way. Yesterday I was crying so much because I just could not stop thinking about my nana. For those of you who don't know, my nana's in the hospital right now, and so a lot has been going on. And I was not going to make a video because I just my eyes are poofy. I feel regular, I guess, but yeah, I'm not in the mood. But I told myself, today's video is titled Getting to Know Self and How That Brings Authenticity to Your Brand or Business, because those are kind of two different things. But I feel like it's maybe the perfect time to even come on here and actually make this video because in my authentic moment, like I honestly don't feel like making this video, but because I have goals and I'm just trying to be an example of this topic for today and just still be there to make this video, I think is authentic. And one of the things that I wanted to be able to show you is if even though I'm still going through outside things, or, a lot of people don't even express that they have things going on outside. A lot of people think that people just come on social media and that is their life, but they don't really, it's like they're not really aware that they have other things that happen outside of this that they don't talk about. And that's what this video is going to be about today: authenticity, and why getting to know yourself is so important. In the video I made yesterday, I stated that entrepreneurship is a spiritual thing. And it really, really is a spiritual thing because, for one, we have to start dissecting these words. Like the etymology of spiritual is pertaining to breath, breathing. So you're kind of like, okay, well, what does that have to do with entrepreneurship? Like, what does that have to do with business? Business, when you go and get your LLC, you're signing up to make a entity. A entity is a spirit. You are an entity. Everything has a certain type of energy. So when you start your brand, or we're gonna go with personal branding today. When you start in your personal brand and you're trying to get yourself out there, you have a certain essence about yourself that people are drawn to. And it's through who you are. It's your essence. It's what makes you you, right? So when we say that entrepreneurship is spiritual, we have to then start understanding who we are as a whole. Okay. When I started my business back in 2018, I I had an idea of who I was, but I wasn't necessarily exemplifying that of which I seen or I had envisioned for myself. So back then I was into like spirituality. I'm still into spirituality, but back then I had this certain phase that I was in my early stages of spirituality. I was into doing, like, I had this thing that was connected to my business, because my business was real spiritual. Like I used to do honey jars, but they were more so tailored to me, but I just kind of used to show it off sometimes. Just sometimes. But I would make honey jars, I would light candles, I had sage, I had Palo Santo, I had, what else did I have? I had just different herbal blends, like spiritual baths every day for my business, but it was like more my personal brand, but it always ended up correlating with my actual business, because my business back then I was more so tailoring towards spiritual development, and still including like how that correlates with skincare and just loving yourself, self-love. Like that's what it just kind of all correlated to. But I used to have this thing where every day I would pull a tarot card and I would have like a certain thing to say, or I would pull some of my crystals out because I had a whole heap of crystals, and I would just kind of like just figure out which ones that I wanted, and or that I was feeling called to use, and I will correlate that with my card for the day, and just kind of have like this motivational speech or this motivation for the day type of thing that I would do. And that drew in a lot of people, which when they came to my page, they then seen that I had this skincare business. And that's where a lot of my followers came from. That's where a lot of my business came from. People loved my motivational videos. A lot of them would inbox me and be like, hey, like, where's the message for today? And sometimes you don't really even think that you're impacting people the way that you are, but you will be surprised how many people actually like pay attention to your videos or your content. Sometimes you think that because you're not getting certain likes or that you're not getting certain recognitions, that you might not be hitting the right people, or people don't see your message, but people are always watching. Okay. That's for one thing for sure. Okay. That's one thing about being authentic and being who you are, because no matter what, you could be minding your own business, but somebody gonna always have something to say about you. Okay, they're gonna always have something to say about you, whether you're doing good or bad. So you might as well just be your authentic self and who you are, and do it unapologetically. So yes, so entrepreneurship is a spiritual thing. And the more that I started to get to know myself, start loving on myself, the more I could see why I stopped doing my business, or I stopped doing my business for a few years, because I was going through this huge transformation within myself. And trying to run a business when you are going through these different phases of discovering who you are can be very just on and off. It could be a lot. It could be a lot of pressure. It could just be a lot of like, oh my gosh, like I wonder if I'm doing this right, if people can tell this. Like you have a lot of things that are going on, especially when you're in like your young 20s. I was in my like early 20s when I started my business. I was like 20, 21. And I was in relationships, and those things were shaping um how I ran my business. My emotions was all over the place. So this is why I encourage you to really get to know yourself, because what you know about yourself, what you love about yourself, and you start to embody these certain things. It's like this vision that you have of yourself. You start to embody that. You start to pour out your essence in everything that you do. So if you are starting a business, it is so key that you do the spiritual work to get to know who you are on the inside. Everything is internal. Everything is internal. Your business is not thriving, or it seems like it's still in the same place. Take a moment to take a break. I ain't saying like don't stop posting and all those things, but take a break to come to self and see where there is a stagnant flow within who you are. Whether you need to drink more water, or you need to go get in some water, take you a spiritual bath, maybe go take a day trip somewhere. Because sometimes we can get so caught up in the business aspect of things that we tend to neglect ourselves in the process. Things could be going so good. You could be having so much happen, so many good things and bad things happen. And you could just one day just wake up and you just be in this like, ugh. It's because I've been there plenty of times, like, ugh, like that just means everything just started to hit you. And it feels like you just have all these different just pressures on your shoulders. Like you just have all of these different things going on. And it's making you question yourself, because I've been in that position several times. I done started so many things and ended so many things. And that has led me to working extremely hard. I'm also an Aries, so all we know is going and get it. Okay, what is a break? Okay, so when we have that moment, or when I've had that moment of waking up and it just feels like I just got hit by a bus, I just feel like overly emotional, overwhelmed with everything in life. I've gotten to the point where I realize, okay, it's time for me to honor my break, honor my what I'm feeling right now, and it's okay for me to take a break. It's okay for me to breathe today and take a break. Okay, so what that looks like is I will take my daughter to school, come back, and I will just clean. I will look around. I won't say nothing inside. I would just be in silence, and I would just look around. I would just feel the tension. I just feel the energy. And I would look around. I start to see if there's trash everywhere, if there's clothes everywhere, if the bed made up. Like I just start looking at all of these places and seeing if it's clean. And a lot of times, how you know that you're out of spiritual alignment is if you look at your space and your space is just all over the place. It's not clean. One thing that I learned about really tapping into myself and getting to know myself, when I am out of alignment in any way, if I'm mentally overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, just going through these little small phases of um, just not feeling my best. I don't want to call it depression because I don't feel like I'd be depressed. But I have moments where I'm just like, ugh, like I just don't feel like it today. I will look at my space and realize, like, oh, okay, I need a break because I'm mentally all over the place. And what I'll start to do is I will open up this window. I will light an incense in the back and in the front. And I will start cleaning, playing my 90s music, or I even play meditation music, or I won't play nothing at all. Okay? Sometimes silence is okay when you're doing these things. You know, you I like to think of silence as honoring the 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 present moment. That's how I like to look at it. And so for me, I'll just start cleaning, getting things in order. I'll make me some tea. I'll just kind of just take a moment. Once I'm done cleaning and everything, I will sit on my bed. Oh, keep this window open, let this natural light hit, and I would just meditate. And I will meditate. I don't even know how long I meditate, to be honest. But if I had to give an average time, I'd probably say like 20 to 30 minutes. Like I'm just sitting there, just I don't do anything. I don't move a muscle. I might sneeze or something, but I don't move a muscle. I always have my like notebook or something there just in case if I do get a message that is just so divine and I just need to write it down, then I will write it down. And a lot of times that for me is a wake up call. And I'll just sit there and I'll just honor that present moment. I'll honor my breath. I'll even take some deep breaths, expand in the belly, releasing nice and slow and expanding it again. Holding it at the top and a nice exhale. Especially if I'm feeling away mentally here. Ooh, that just gave me like a natural high. I'm gonna do a video on breath work for releasing that pressure as an entrepreneur, because sometimes we can get this tension up here. We can get this tension, like whether we have a headache or we just have this pressure up here. And it's not necessarily a headache or just, it just kind of, it's just here. And that's just you clouded mentally, you're clouded, you have fog up here. So when you take a deep breath and you build that pressure all the way up, you hold it, and you'll feel that. You have to be intentional with your breath. You'll feel that pressure in body. You'll envision yourself taking that pressure, like taking it, like just I'm gonna whip. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take that pressure. And when you exhale, envision that pressure coming down and out. Envision it coming down, and you'll start to feel lighter up here. It'll start to feel clear, like you don't feel no pressure or no tension up here. And when you do that, you're releasing that overwhelming frustration feeling, that just mental fog. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but you're here up here, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like my mind just my mind. Who do that song? My mind. Yibba yibba. Oh my gosh, I love that song. That song always makes me want to cry. But you just it just makes you feel so clear. We were not made to have all this pressure up here on our mental space, on our shoulders, on our shoulders. We were not made to keep that there. So breath work is so powerful. Oh, breath work is so powerful. I'm gonna do another video on that because breath work helped me heal my addiction. And that is another topic for another day. But breath work is literally helping you to cleanse energetically. It's also helping you with your lymphatic system as well. It's also helping bring oxygen to your blood to help your blood flow properly. Okay. So it's so many benefits to breath work. I am also a breath work facilitator. So if you need any one-on-ones, I am your girl, and I will put that link in the description box if you would like to do a one-on-one session to help clear your minds, right? But yes, getting to know yourself is so important when it comes to your entrepreneur journey. And this is something you should not take lightly, because I do not take that lightly. If I need a moment to myself to get my spirit back where it needs to be, because especially if you are a business owner and you have employees, you don't want to show up as that mean boss. You don't want to show up as that boss who is just always just nasty. Because a lot of times in my past, I've left jobs that were good, but because the management was piss poor, I didn't stay. So the last thing I would want to be for any of my employees is that mean boss. Like I just understand what it's like. So I'm just not gonna be like that. So let's hop into authenticity. Okay. Because authenticity is what brings you your audience. That's what brings you your people. I remember in my early years of business, child, I would be trying to chase people. I would be trying to be I would be kind of like, it's kind of like I had this people pleasing, customer pleasing vibe. Like I was trying to please any and everybody to get them to look at my business, to see my business, to understand my business. But what I realized, and this is something I realized recently as I've just, about to graduate into my 30s, because I realized the older you get, especially get into your 30s, a lot of times you just don't give a fuck. Like you just don't. And trust me, I cuss, just saying. Welcome to the page. But or whatever. Um, you just it's a switch, right? It's a switch in you that just be like, fuck it. And so I definitely have developed that, and I can say that I just genuinely don't give a fuck anymore. Okay. And I'm telling you not to give a fuck anymore. Okay. I'm not gonna cuss all the time, but I just want this to be clear, because a lot of times, a lot of business owners, they try to live by that code, as in we've heard all the time, the customer's right. And just listen, I don't care. Okay. because what I've learned is I I connect with the best people in when I am operating in my most authentic self. I connect with the best people whenever I am in my authentic self. Okay? Meaning that I am who I am, okay? The good, the bad, the ugly. And I have dealt with the bad part of me, the ugly side of me, the part that has actually been a villain in other people's story. I've dealt with that and made peace with it so much that can't nobody bring up something about me that I just don't know about or I just didn't make peace about, and it's not going to make me feel some type of way. And so that having that type of peace having that type of peace is unmatched, okay? Like, and I have brought that to my business, okay? What I mean by that is I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And I know that my audience is not everybody. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with connecting with, I don't care if I have only 100 of the same customers, because I know that I rock with them, we engage, they returning customers versus having like 10,000 different customers who all want certain things from me, but they don't really see who I am. So I'm a woman that's definitely about quality over quantity. So when I realized me being my most authentic self is going to bring me the success, is going to bring me the people who are for me, I don't see the point of changing who I am to accommodate other people, especially people who've never even met me, who don't know my story, who don't honor my time and space and energy. Child, please find you somebody to play with. Okay? So, you being your most authentic self is what's going to attract the audience that you need for your business. So many people are trying to be like who they see on TikTok, on Instagram, all these different platforms, when all you have to do is be yourself. People don't understand. And this is something I struggle with in my early stages of business. I was trying to people please. I was trying to put out a little bit about me, but also keep some things to me. And then I was also trying to, not offend anybody. But honey, listen, let me tell you, stop, pause, okay? Be who you need to be. Be who God has made you to be in this lifetime. And for the longest that was a problem for me because I am I'm a multifaceted woman. I can do anything. I'm very talented. I've been dancing since I was um about 8 years old. I've done literally every single sport known to man except tennis. I've done basketball. I've done softball. I ran track. That was my sport right there. I did volleyball. Did I say basketball? I did basketball. I just did so many things. I was a majorette. Like I've I've done so many things. Okay, and I'm very very good at everything that I've done. I've never basketball was probably like the hardest thing for me, but anything I've done, I've always been good at it. And it even trickles down to me as a woman of business because for a long time, especially my early years of life when I first started working, I've been in every type of industry. I've been in the hotel industry. I've been a correctional officer. I've been a housekeeper. I've worked in the food industry. I was a server. I've been a hostess. What else? I've been at call centers. I've been a receptionist. I have been so many things. Okay, so many things. And what I realized is me being in my true authentic self, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have time to be sitting here just doing things that is just not going to push me forward. So, with that being said, with my authenticity, I had to have a realization moment on what me being multifaceted, how could I utilize that as far as being an entrepreneur? Because I am right now at this very moment, I am now stepping into the financial industry, meaning I am now a tax prepper and I am getting my certification to be a bookkeeper, to be able to do payroll, to be able to do all of those pain in the ass things that most small businesses do not like doing. Okay. And those are also the things that I was avoiding in my first business. And that's why it did not pass. It wasn't successful. So um, I'm stepping into this industry with a different mindset. And these are the things that have actually drawn me to being in the financial industry. And I also study my chart, my birth chart. And that's another thing, being in your authenticity. A lot of people don't like to talk about astrology. They don't like to talk about spiritual stuff because they are being put in a certain community and everything. But because I'm just such a divine, multi-dimensional, multifaceted, I'm just so amazing. I don't limit myself to any belief. Like I will pray as many times as a Muslim. I will read Book of Psalms. Like I will light a candle. Like I'm not hiding who I am. Okay. I'm not hiding what God made me to be. And that's a goddess. That's an empress. And I utilize all those tools to help me be who I am. And so if you are operating in your authentic self, like a lot of people will watch this video and be like, oh, girl, I was with you till you started talking about tarot, them crystals. And that's fine because I'm not here for you. Okay. But I understand that me being into those things helped me to have a certain energy about myself. And that's the energy that I'm with. And that's my authentic self. And I'm not hiding that for anybody else's approval, especially even when we're talking about entrepreneurship is spiritual, because if I'm a spiritual being, I'm going to do the things that keep my spirit aligned, and that's doing spiritual baths, that's walking in nature, that's praying, that's meditating, that's lighting a candle, that's engaging with my crystals and my incense. Like those things help me. Oh, I just seen a red card. No, I just seen two. Oh, look at that, signs of synchronicities. And I just realized this authenticity is going to help me build a stronger business with my people, with my audience. So if you are operating as your authentic self, there literally is nothing to worry about when it comes to your business. You're going to attract who is for you and who's actually going to really support you. And I think a lot of people are hiding who they are, especially when it comes to business. They're hiding who they are because they're afraid of what somebody is going to say to them about what they're doing, their beliefs. Like, listen, be who God wants you to be and watch doors open up for you. That's why a lot of y'all be stagnant in your business anyway, because you're not being who God wants you to be, because you're too busy trying to people please people who don't even know you. they they don't know your life struggles. They don't know. They just don't know you for real. They know what they see on social media. But getting to know yourself and being authentic in who that is what's going to help you build a successful business. I'm okay knowing that I'm a spiritual woman who is into the financial industry, okay? And I'm okay knowing that it's pretty new to me, but whatever God's plan is for me, okay? And I'm going to be very ambitious about what it is that I'm doing. So also if you need bookkeeping assistance in your business, please hit me up. I will put the link at the bottom, okay, in the description box, okay? But yes, if you need help with breathing, trying to get your zen on, okay, definitely, okay, hit me up. I will be putting everything in the description box. This is all I have for you. Hold on. This is all I have for you. And I want you to really understand and do and go look up the etymology of authenticity. Authentic. Go look up the word spirituality. Go look up these things so you can actually see for yourself and actually start operating and implementing that in your life, especially when you're talking about building your personal brand. who are you? Get to know who you are, why you are this way, and just some things. One thing that my therapist told me, okay, my therapist told me one time, because I was having a conversation with her and I was just telling her, yeah, I'm trying to change this about myself. I'm trying to change this. I'm trying to change this. And you know what she said to me? She said, instead of trying to change everything about you, how about you start trying to accept some of those things? And I was just like, mic drop. Cause what? And when she said that, it's like something ignited in me, because it's like I am always trying to change myself, change people around me. Like when she said, why you just don't start accepting those things about you? Some of those things you can change, and some of those things you cannot change, and that's okay. And I said, man, ooh, she eating me up. But anyways, I wanted to give you that gem, because that's crucial. But I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. I just wanted to make this video and just remind you to show up as your true authentic self, and don't worry about what everybody got going on and have to say about your life. Okay, especially when we talk about building your personal brand. What is your personal brand? What does that look like? How are you embodying that and allowing it to actually just flow naturally, right? So with that being said, family, if this video resonated with you, please comment below, leave a rose. I want to hear your thoughts, your feedback. I will catch you in the next one. Love you.